We are live. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, let me give the software a chance to connect to the other channels. Welcome to the replay. It's Monday. I'm Mo. You are here for Mondays with Mo. And I'm excited to be with you tonight. We're going to try not to be here all night. I have some stuff I want to talk about. If this is your first time meeting me, welcome. My name is Mo James. I am a confidence coach and the founder of Confidence Coaching for Her. We are a digital community and meeting space for women who are discovering themselves, who are being more courageous, and designing their lives to be a masterpiece, all inspired by their blooming confidence. And Mondays with Mo is my opportunity just to pop in and chit chat with you and talk about stuff that's on my mind, stuff that's happening in the brand, and just check in. You know, we need these virtual check-ins every now and again, and I'm excited to be here with you. So, what are we talking about tonight? So, first of all, I am live across a couple of channels. I am live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. So, if whatever channel you are tuning in, say hey, let me know in the comments that you are watching. What are we talking about tonight? Outliving dummies, aging, transformation, and staying winning. All of these things. All of these things is one thing, and we're going to break down what's happening and how you can do it. So, I read a study recently in National Geographic. I know I'm a nerd, y'all, okay? Just rock with me. Read a study in National Geographic all about how scientists are discovering that we do not age gradually. It's not like a slow moving process. We actually age in bursts. We have a burst of aging at 44, and we have another burst of aging at 60. And I don't know about you, but I am 40 and some years, and I know within the last 2 years, something is doing something, and I don't like it. It seems like I just woke up one morning and all of a sudden my body felt like a old rickety cabinet. That is not an exaggeration. That is real. I mean, now mind you, I did spend some years in the army, and the military beats you up pretty badly. It You wear it. Um, but I think for a long time I was okay, and then it was like suddenly all of those injuries and that wear and tear from being in the military just caught up with me all at the same time. And now I feel them. So now it's chiropractor and it's massage and it's stretching twice a day. And it's making sure I do my weights, but still got to stretch because you mess around and go to bed or lay down too long and that muscle tighten up on you and you in trouble. So this study resonated with me. I was like, yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I feel that. I know at 40, I was still feeling like I was 28. And, within the 2, 3 minutes after that, some things changed. And now I feel it. And so just think about you just minding your happy go lucky business, your happy grown woman business. And then, bam, aging shows up at your doorstep. Hey, girl, we here. Let us in. And now you have eeks and creaks and aches and pains and all types of other things. And throw in perimenopause like it's a whole, I mean, come on, just ridiculous. But here's the thing. What I want to challenge us to think about is approaching that rapid, inevitable, unexpected, unwanted transformation, approaching it from a place of gratitude and grace instead of resisting it. I remember being a young woman and saying to myself, when I get older, I want to be one of those women who have a wise word to give to somebody younger than me. I want to be one of those women who just float. Like, I want to be so comfortable with myself and who I am that it's like, girl, relax. Like, I want to be, I wanted to be an ease filled woman. And when I think about that now, I'm like, okay, Mo, you doing it, girl. You said it all those years ago, and maybe you forgot, and life pushed you down, but you getting back up and you are becoming that. But I remember, like in my 20s, having that thought that when I'm in my 50s, when I'm an older woman, I want to be one of those women who tell the truth in love, um, who honor herself, who is able to hold space for other people, who can empathize, and who is not rushing about anything. And I feel like I'm getting there. So shout out to me for that. But I feel like having that thought in my earlier age maybe gave me an opportunity to prepare. Like, I was preparing mentally because I already had an idea of what type of woman I wanted to be in my older age. And so when that burst of age showed up, it was unexpected, and I am still navigating it and still learning and still trying to make sure that even with this inevitable process happening, I am still empowered. I'm not approaching it from a place of helplessness or that these transformations are happening to me. Like, I'm sitting up here with some blue light glasses on this live thing. I didn't have to put blue light glasses on, but I'm telling you, when I sit I have lights and things on, I might get 12 good minutes in front of this computer screen with these lights on before I start to get a headache and my eyes just start to, and so I have to put these glasses on, and I have about 17 pairs of glasses. I have a bunch of glasses because, again, if I have to do it, fine. I will put on the glasses to be in front of the lights, but they're going to be stylish, and then they're going to just be a little bit extra. They're just going to give me an opportunity to show my personality in a different way. But again, preparing and navigating transformation from a place of everybody doesn't get to do this. And so, sure, there are new aches and pains and new things that I notice. Like, I don't even eat like I used to anymore. Like, I can't do it. My digestion, girl, you know what? That's too much. That's too much. Never mind. Let's go. So, grace and gratitude, approaching transformation, not from a place of helplessness and powerlessness, but really from a place of grace and gratitude and empowerment. And when I was thinking about having this conversation with y'all tonight, I thought about my most recent 3 podcast episodes and how there's been this common thread without me realizing it in the moment, but I see it now. Been this common thread of this transformation and what that looks like. Aging is a form of transformation. So in the podcast episode, Nice for What? If you don't subscribe to this Confident Women Glow podcast, find it. It's me talking. Episodes are not long, but impactful and challenging and encouraging. So in the Nice for What episode, I essentially talked about rejecting and unsubscribing from other people's expectations and transitioning, becoming a woman who is able to release the need to be nice and be thought up as nice and be perceived as nice, and learning how to advocate for yourself. Because as a confident woman, if you don't know how to stand up for you, you will listen. People, places, and things in your life will drag you around by your baby hairs. Okay? If you do not learn how to peel off that pressure to be the nice girl, lady, woman, whatever. Stop being so malleable. Give people, no. period. Like advocating for yourself. So that was the third to the last episode. Second to the last episode was butterfly behavior. And I've talked a lot about butterflies and the lessons that we as confident women can learn from butterflies and the butterfly journey. With that episode, it was a shorter episode, a mini pod, where I talked about, again, being a nerd. And I read this article in Scientific American about butterflies going into hiding or resting when it's raining. They rest in storms. And as a woman who is navigating your own journey of self-discovery and letting go of other people's expectations for you and practicing your courage and then creating a life that reflects how you feel about you, whether that's cutting your hair, that's changing your furniture, that's moving to a new place, that's leaving your job, finding something else, whatever that looks like, but designing your life to reflect how you feel about yourself and what you want for yourself. As you are navigating that journey, storms are inevitable. Storms are unavoidable. You will always have backlash and consequences and collisions with your old life and the one that you are designing. There will be collisions. I want you to know that. I would not try to BS you and tell you it's going to be the yellow brick road the whole way. It is not. There will be collisions. And I am here to tell you, I actually talked about this in a previous episode. You will have to fight some battles. And you may also have to recognize if the more appropriate response is to rest. That's what butterfly behavior, another one, was about. Recognizing and discerning for yourself, is this storm here for me to and go to war, or is this storm here to pass? Did this come to pass? And if you recognize that it came to pass, you are called to rest and let it do what it's supposed to do and pass. That too is transformation in a different way, because while you are resting, you are transforming. While you are resting, you are becoming. While you are resting and the storm is doing what it's doing in and through your life, when you emerge again, you will be different. You're supposed to be different. That again is another form, another way that transformation shows up in our lives. And then the latest episode on the podcast was snail musing. Interesting episode. If you listened to it already, let me know in the comments what you think, friend. In that episode, I talked about transformation not always happening on your timeline. Sometimes it does, or sometimes you get an immediate reflection. You get an immediate signal that you're on the right path. And sometimes you get other people confirming and validating what it is that you're doing. Not that you need it, but when you get it, it's nice. And other times that transformation is slow and steady. It is still happening. The snail-paced growth, self-discovery, evolution can be just as powerful as the ones that happen just like that. Transformation is transformation is transformation. And you, being a woman who is on this journey, you will have to recognize that. You will have to recognize it. And that might mean you might have to get more introspective and start asking yourself different types of questions. And then allowing your answer to rise before you make another move. Allowing your answer to rise before you go ask somebody else what they would do. Trust your inner wisdom. Give your inner voice time to show up. She'll never steer you wrong, but you got to give her room. You got to allow space for her to show up and guide you. And then you got to trust her. Don't always prioritize other people's opinions over your inner wisdom. All of that is what transformation looks like. And so, again, the aging thing, the aging article, the transformation in the blog post. And then this month in our membership community, we do a monthly group coaching, a live group coaching session. And the topics are, it's driven by the members in our community. Glowcircle.us. If you are not a member, you can get 7 free days and join us. The members submit the topics that they want to discuss, and that's what I show up to coach about. And so this month we talked about empty nester grief. Grief is transformation. It's still transformation. It's learning how to navigate a new inevitable process. Because if you are a caretaker of a person or even an animal, your relationship will transform. That person, that animal will grow, will transition, may pass away. Like the relationship will move out, your relationship will change, and there will be grief that you will experience as a result of that change. So during the group coaching session, we talked about how to navigate that and widening our lens, because when we have built an identity around who we take care of, when that person, place, or thing is no longer there, we end up in an identity crisis, because all we've ever known about us is how well we take care of this person, that person, or the third person. And so we talked about that. The empty nester grief specifically, it is a hard transition, but it is doable. It is navigatable. We can figure it out. And that starts with adopting a posture of empowerment, self-empowerment, as opposed to helplessness and powerlessness. I don't think I'm wired this way. I have never been a person to just let stuff just happen to me. I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to figure out a solution. I'm going to work around you. I'm going to work over you. I'm going to do something. Like, it's not going to go unanswered, is what I'm trying to say. And I think sometimes as we're navigating this journey, we learn how to be helpless. We learn how to be powerless. And it's hard to figure out how to actually step into the driver's seat of your life when all you've ever known how to be is the passenger or even the backseat rider. And so with this whole transformation, aging conversation that we're having, I want to challenge you and encourage you to assume the posture of self-trust and empowerment. I can figure this out. And affirm yourself. I can figure this out. I can do this. I remember being in a language school as a soldier, and in the first couple of months, like really struggling to grasp the language. And one day I just told myself, you know what? Some of these people in this class are idiots, and they can get it. They are understanding it. And so if the idiots can get it, like, you can get this too. You just have to figure out how to do it in a way that aligns with you. That is my process. When something feels like it's trying to beat me, I have to remind myself, you know what? There are eons of people who have done this before you, and some of those people have been stupid. And those stupid people are no better than you. So you can figure this out. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of insight into how my process is. Whatever works for you. Self-empowerment and self-trust as opposed to helplessness. Because from that place, you can prepare yourself. You can prepare your mind. You can get yourself ready to step into whatever the transformation, whatever the aging looks like. You can step into your next season of Outliving Dummies, which I read this day before yesterday. So shout out to, I didn't realize he was a prophet, rapper BG from the Hot Boys. He said, somebody asked him what he thought about being called old. BG is in his 40s, mid 40s. And somebody asked him what he thought about one of the youngsters referring to him as old. And he said, old means outliving dummies. First of all, yes. Yes. Okay. Some of y'all might find, old means outliving dummies. And so here's the thing. I know in the context of his conversation, he was probably referring to the person who called him old. For me and for this conversation, for us, the dummies that we are outliving is the previous version of us that did dumb shit. The previous versions of us that made reckless, careless, silly, beneath you decisions. That made decisions out of fear and limitation and smallness. That made decisions out of wounded places instead of from confidence. That's the dummy that you and I are outliving. That previous version of us who was so afraid, who was always scared, who was anxious, who was carrying around hurtful and harmful experiences and opinions and allowing them to become the ceilings for our lives. That's who we are outliving. And so when we think about aging, when we think about transforming, we have the opportunity to outlive the 33-year-old version of us who was chasing that relationship that we know was not supporting us, was not the best, was less than what we were afraid to believe we deserved, simply because we did not want to be alone. That's who we're outliving. The version of us who took risks unnecessarily and walked into unsafe circumstances. The version of us who got caught up in other people's mess and allowed other people's mess to be deposited in our lives. That's the dummy. We are outliving that version. And so when we think about it that way, to age, whether it's in a burst or not, is a blessing. It's a gift. And when we see it as a gift, we can lean into it fully. We are not resisting the inevitable, looking like a fool trying to sweep the ocean. Instead, we are leaning into what is to come, because as confident women, we know everything that shows up on our doorstep is going to help us win, or it's going to give us wisdom, because we do not take losses. Confident women don't take losses. We win or we gain wisdom. And that requires transformation. So that is the conversation that I wanted to have with you all tonight. Child, we just out here aging, transforming, and outliving dummies and winning every step of the way. And it is a beautiful thing. You are not transforming or aging helplessly. You are still here, firmly planted in your evolution and in your growth and in your bloom and in your becoming. And that is something to be grateful for. And so you will grieve You will grieve the previous versions. You will allow them to expire, and you will step fully into everything that is on the other side of this transformation, embracing it with confidence, self empowerment, and self trust. Ooh, that just is good to me. That's good to me. I don't know about y'all. All right. So I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. If you have takeaways, commentary, let me know. I would love to hear it. Drop it in the comments. If you are not a member of Glow Circle, the link will be posted or attached to this video somewhere where you could join us and get 7 days free. See what it's about. See what's in there. Like I said, our monthly group coaching is the first Saturday of every month, and the members drive what we talk about. They drop the topics. I show up and I talk about it. So shout out to Hood Philosopher BG. We just out here outliving dummies, just growing and becoming wise and collecting experiences, learning from them, and pouring them into the youngsters when they need it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this conversation has been helpful for you. If there's something that you want to talk about in the future Mondays with Mo, send me an email, info@theconfetticollective.com, or DM me, message me on whatever channel you happen to be watching this video on. That's all for now. I'll catch you later. Bye.